Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. My name is Monica. A little backstory, I'm a mom of one, and this is my second pregnancy. I have notes because I tried to record this once and it was all over the place. So, breathe. So I wrote it down really quick so I could make it more, I guess, structured, hopefully. So yes, this is my second pregnancy. I did 2 live pregnancy tests that were negative. At that time I was sick. And of course I am sick again. I'm getting over it. I've been sick for a week and a half and it's gotten better to the point that I get up from bed and like my headaches has gone away. I could breathe through my nose at night, which is really good because I hate sleeping with my mouth open. It bugs me. It like really bugs me. So yeah, and the third test that I took was positive, which I didn't think it was gonna be since I took it like really early in the morning. Me and my boyfriend woke up. He woke up to go get something to eat and I went to go, out of breath. I went to go pee and I was like, you know what the heck, let me just take it, pee on a cup, take it and come back and sit down and see if it's positive. And it was, which it was my last test. It was my digital. I was saving that test for later on the month. My timer. So yeah, I was saving that test for later in that month so I could see if it was going to be positive. But I took it and it was positive. And my appearance in that video, I was really shiny. I didn't wash my face or anything, but it was like real and raw right there. Still in my PJs with TMI, didn't brush my teeth, didn't wash my face, didn't comb my hair, didn't do anything but just pee in a cup and stick a little stick in there, and there you go. My baby was still asleep. Well, my toddler was still asleep, so I didn't want to like cry because sometimes I'm a loud crier. So like I try to whisper it. I went to go show it to my boyfriend, and when I went to go show it, my toddler was gonna wake up, so I kind of like turned off the camera and showed it to him. We kind of whispered to each other and that was it. Like, it was it. It was positive. I was happy, kind of nervous, and the reason why is because before that positive, I knew that I was pregnant, but I didn't know if that, that pregnancy was going to survive. Whew. Don't get emotional. And the reason why is because I was getting really bad pains on my left ovary, and the symptoms that I was having, in which I told my doctor, she told me that I might have an ectopic pregnancy. And if you guys don't know what it is, I'll just give you a brief thing. It's when, I guess, the baby or the egg or the fetus doesn't go all the way through your tube and it stays in your fallopian tube, I think that's what you call it. And instead of going to your uterus, it stays there and it grows there. So the more it grows, the more it expands your tube, and it, of course, it gets painful. So when I wasn't getting positives, that's what the doctor said. The reason, what's it called? When you get a positive is because the baby attached to your uterine wall. And when you don't get positives, that kind of happens. The baby gets stuck there, but you still get like pregnancy symptoms and things like that. I don't really want to go too much into it, because when she told me that, I tried to hold it in. I told her I needed a minute, and I started crying my eyes out. So she sent me to get an ultrasound, and the funny thing was, when I scheduled the ultrasound was for that day that I found out that I was pregnant and that positive. So I went there. I told the lady, okay, I got a positive, I don't think I have that. And then she's all like, well, we'll check. And she didn't talk to me throughout the whole, I think it was like either 5 or 10 minutes. She didn't tell me anything. I'm like, okay, so like, could you give me a hint? It's like, oh no, your doctor will tell you. Your doctor will tell you. When they tell you that, I'm like, you seriously want me to wait all this time? Like, seriously? Okay, so I went, and my doctor told me if the pain still gets kind of worse, and at that time, I forgot to say this, but I was kind of bleeding. So I was bleeding, and not that much though. I was bleeding, so there was the time, I don't know what day I went, but I went to the emergency room. I think it was the night that my sister got engaged. I went to the emergency room because I started bleeding a little bit too much. So I went, and this was like December 22nd, I think. So I went that night. Of course I stayed over because it takes forever. They did another ultrasound, but the tech was a guy, so they had to like, he was doing it, so he did it through the little thing. He didn't do it vaginally, so he did through the thing. He couldn't find anything. I knew that time he couldn't find anything in my uterus, because he went outside and he's all like, okay, prepare yourself for transvaginal. And I'm like, what does that mean? Like, prepare myself? Like, this is the first time I've gotten a transvaginal ultrasound. So he went, he found a nurse. The nurse was sitting down, because I guess for like security reasons or something. And he was doing it. He didn't tell me anything either. I had to wait until, I think, 2 in the morning until they give you the discharge papers, and they told me that everything was okay, that there was no, what did it say? No fetal pull or nothing like that in my tube, but there was a yolk sac but no fetal pull in my uterus. So it's either I already had a miscarriage or it was too early. So I went to my doctor. My doctor's all like, okay, so they found something in your uterus. That's good. And I'm all like, okay, well, could I get another ultrasound with you guys? And they're like, okay, but we have to refer you to a OBGYN. So it's just a person next door. So I had to wait, I think like a week. And then, what was it? She referred me. I talked to the nurses. The nurses were really nice. And they're like, okay, so first we're going to take out blood. And then, you know about, if you didn't know this about me, I hate the sight of blood. I hate it. I hate it so much. So they did that. And the nurse that did it, even though she was so sweet, she kind of messed up my arm. Until this day, my arm has not been the same. Every time I stretch it, it hurts the bejeebers out of me. I think you can see it. Like, she did it in this vein, and this vein has not been the same. Like it was bruised really bad. But anyways, this is getting really long. It's 10 minutes. Oh my goodness. Hopefully it's not past 20 minutes. Okay, so we did it. She told me the next time I come, I'm gonna get an ultrasound and we're gonna see what's up, I guess. So we scheduled it for January 9th. And at this time, I didn't tell any of my family members because I didn't want something to go wrong and them knowing. And the thing is, if I go through something like that, I either want to go through it alone, which is kind of bad, or with my boyfriend. I want to go through it with like my boyfriend and I don't know, my son or something. Oh god, getting teared up again. I don't know, I'm just that kind of person that doesn't ask for help. I don't know why. So I only got one ultrasound picture, and when, I guess he didn't know, there was a guy that was doing the ultrasound. He turned it on. He scanned over my stomach, and I think he didn't know that the thing that does the heart rate, I guess, was on. So the first thing I hear when he placed it on my stomach was a heartbeat. And that, oh my goodness, don't get teary up because then I'm gonna get all boogies. That was the most like best thing I ever heard throughout those whole 3 months. And even though the picture is kind of crappy, this is it right here. So this little blob is the baby. And how much did he tell me? I think he told me I was 4 weeks and 8 days pregnant here. So that little blob is my little monkey. And I went by myself. My boyfriend stayed here with Aishas. And I came home and I was like, everything's okay, nothing's bad, I'm good. My symptoms from, I guess, since I thought I was pregnant, but I'm just gonna go from 4 weeks till now, which I am 13 and 3 days pregnant right now, which is Monday. I turn over each week on Friday. So the symptoms is nausea. That's the first thing I noticed. I was nauseated to the max. Like, I usually get like car sick, but this time, before I even knew it was a positive, I would get car sick really bad. So that's like a for sure sign that I thought I was pregnant. So yeah, nausea. I get very tired sometimes. Oh, sorry. Very, very tired to the point I do not want to get up from bed. Oh my goodness. And that too, I don't know what the heck that is. Like, I start burping, I guess? Not really burping, I don't know. So yeah, very tired. I feel like taking a nap throughout half of the day, like around 4ish. I want to take a nap, which is 3:30 right now. I start getting headaches, and I usually got them a lot when I was sick, which is like this past week and a half. I was getting them really bad, but I didn't take any medicine. No, I think somebody told me you could take Robitussin or something like that. I'm all like, no, I'm not gonna take that. Or Tylenol, I didn't want to take that either, because I'm already taking prenatals and vitamins and all that, so I want my body to like work its magic, I guess. And there was like a week or so where I lost my appetite. Like, the nausea was so bad that even when I smelled food, like, I didn't want it. I didn't want it at all. I didn't want no things. I didn't want was beans. My son loves beans, so feeding him was like, here, eat your beans. Like, I would put them like far away. Beans, chicken was the worst. I still kind of have that. I have to put like dressing, any kind of sauce to disguise that it's chicken, because I don't want to eat any kind of meat right now. No kind of, not even egg. Ham, I could do, but only like 2 or 3 slices. But the smell of ham, no, can't. What else? I can't do steak either. My parents tried feeding me some kind of like ceviche stuff. Did not want none of that. I prefer to have like a PJ. What else? Yeah. Another symptom, out of breath. Yeah, I'm like typically out of breath sometimes. I wouldn't not be doing anything, but I'm out of breath. I try to go walk like at the park or be with the park like every other day and get my butt off the bed and like go. Even though I clean around the house, wash, like I need to get out of the house and like get some sunlight or something. Feeling the baby move. I do not feel the baby move like I did with my first. Like I would typically feel the baby move like once a week. In total, I think I felt it 4 times since 9 weeks, I think. Since 9 weeks, I have felt the baby 4 times. 2 of them was with Freddie, and the other one was when Aisha was trying to like lay on my stomach. And the baby, I guess, couldn't handle it. So he or she kind of like kicked Aisha out of the way or something. So yeah, my prenatals, I'm taking 4 pills, and 2 of those pills I have to take twice. It's really bad because I start gagging. I start gagging at these 2 pills that I have to take without food, and it's to the point where I'm like, I kind of want to take a little bit of food, even with you don't have to. And it's also with brushing my teeth. When I go to my back teeth, that's when I start gagging too. Cravings are mangoes, strawberries, what is it called? Those Lay's chips from Chile and lime. Oh my god, I want those so bad, but I know they're really bad for you. One day I will get them. And also tamarindo candy. Those tamarindos that are like, what are those little thingies like that? They're Mexican candy, so good. Like my mom always has candy, and I'm always tempted to eat like 5 of those, but I restrict myself to just 1 every time I go, which is only like twice a week, Saturday and Sunday. That holds me over for like the whole week. Next thing, sneezing. Oh my goodness, sneezing. When I was sick, I would sneeze like, still sick, but when I was like in the beginning of my sickness, and even when I randomly sneeze, I need to cross my legs or I will pee myself. Like even when we're in public, when we're at the mall, me and my mom, she's all like, oh, do you have to go to a restroom? And I'm all like, maybe. And then she's like, why? I'm like, I'm gonna sneeze right now, hold up. I cross my legs, and like sometimes I will sneeze like 2 times in a row, like back to back, and that's when I will like totally pee myself. Like, I no lie, I will pee myself. But that's a good thing that in public I don't really sneeze twice. It's only when I'm like around the house. Sorry. Which is kind of good because I could like change, take a shower and change. So yeah. Damn, I'm gonna start coughing. The gender. I know you could find out the gender at 13 weeks at some places, but we're not gonna find out the gender until 15 weeks. So we're gonna wait another week and a half and see what it is. I kind of thought in the beginning it was gonna be a girl, but when I started craving like Lay's chips with that chile limon thing, I'm like, snap, I think it's gonna be a boy. which I have no problem with. I want actually a boy for Aisha so he could like play with and have a little friend, but I actually want a girl so I could dress her up in like in little bows and everything. But either one, it'll be nice. It'll be nice to have 2 little boys. Be like a, instead of a soccer mom, I could be a tennis mom. So yeah, I'm not going to find out the gender until 15 weeks. Hopefully the place that we go to I could record, and it's gonna be the same place I went to find out the gender for Aisha's. Last thing, I already bought maternity clothing, and I bought the same size that I was when I was with Aisha's, which is large, but I didn't even try them on. I just bought them, and the day I was gonna put them on, because my jeans were fitting me kind of tight, since the baby is like all the way in the lower part and you have like a little bulge, it was kind of tight when I was sitting down. So I bought the maternity jeans, and they are loose like a goose, like no lie. So I washed them once, I shrinked them down. I even, the one thing you're not supposed to do, I did. I put them in the dryer so they could shrink. They didn't shrink that much, so I'm still wearing them though. Like, I guess I'll get bigger throughout my pregnancy, but at this moment they don't fit me. Like, they fit me loose, and throughout the day they kind of stretch out again, but it's all right. Just one pair of jeans will do at this time, since I'm mostly at home in like PJs. Yes, this video is gonna be like 20 minutes long. Oh goodness gracious. Last thing I'm gonna talk about is the pregnancy app I'm using, which is called Ovia Pregnancy. Is this thing right here. Boop. And it looks like this. It tells you what trimester you're on, how many weeks and days, the size of the baby and how the baby is right now, the size of the foot and how the foot is right now, how the size of the baby is, size of jalapeno right now. That's how the baby looks, supposedly. And if you look on this side, every time you go down, it tells you 13 weeks one day, and this day was 13 weeks. And each day gives you something new. Like for today, I opened it at 10:40 a.m. and it tells you monkey is producing the white blood cells he will need to stay healthy once he's born. And that's the thing, since you don't know the gender, tells you he or she, the date and the time you opened it, and then it tells you like other things you're experiencing. Oh god, can't even talk. And then a whole bunch of other things. It goes throughout a whole bunch of things. So that's how it looks. In this, I didn't use this app for my first child. I kind of forgot what I used for my first. That is it. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. It is down here in this little red button. So yeah, if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below. I like probably forgot some things, and if you want to know, just of course ask me, and hopefully next time I will have some makeup on, at least some concealer to hide these shopping bags. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.